Malaysia's daily COVID-19 cases have also hit an all-time high. More than 17,400 infections have been recorded.
Individu yang hadir di Pusat Penilaian COVID-19 CAC yang beroperasi di Stadium Malawati Shah Alam dilaporkan terus meningkat.
Malaysia mencatatkan kematian tertinggi akibat COVID-19 hari ini dengan 219 kes.
The surge has crippled the medical system. Hospitals are overloaded with a record number of critically ill patients. They're facing an acute shortage of beds in the intensive care units as well.
Kita lihat ada pertambahan kes sehingga hari ini dan kita jangkakan kes mungkin akan bertambah lagi dalam seminggu dua.
Ikan kadar positivitinya bermula daripada 10, 13, 15, 17, satu masa 19 pun ada. Tidak malu kerana angka kita tinggi, tapi kita malu kalau berlakunya kematian dan especially brought in dead on arrival.
We cannot succeed without the collaboration of the people and the rakyat. So we all have to comply with the SOP. Stay at home if possible, then that will give us a buffer in terms of to prepare ourselves, reorganize ourselves and probably bring down the cases so that our hospital can cater for patients that have been infected with COVID-19.
When it first hit, we weren't really prepared, right? And when it came to Malaysia, initially it was alright. We were able to manage to cope. Unfortunately, towards the end of last year, things started escalating.
Working as a doctor in this pandemic is not easy because imagine every day you're being exposed to news where your patients die because of the complications of COVID-19. Unfortunately, you are so used to the news of patients die due to COVID-19. At one point, you get numb to it, which is not a good thing,
I started work as a junior doctor in the middle of the pandemic. Manpower was low from the get-go, So things like orientation, which used to be 1 week, was cut down to like 3 days, and we're just thrown into the deep end.
There was a lot of stress on the medical system. That required us to really dig in and to really manage this.
It's a tough time to be in, actually. Not for me, for all of us, to be honest.
We work based on hierarchy, so the junior doctors we're the first contact of patients. We're the ones that go in and see the patients and all. Our specialists will do maybe one-time rounds. Our consultants will give plans. So the ones that are actually seeing the patients, talking to them are us, the ones that are on the ground. But at many points, I've seen even my specialists and consultants have moments where they just, I don't know what to do. We've tried everything. As you know, COVID doesn't have a cure.
And because of that, we have been noticing that there are a lot of people getting mental health concerns as well. The numbers has been increasing.
I've seen moments where we've just stood at the board looking at the names thinking that we don't know how much to do or where to progress from here, and we just have to let nature take its course.
In short, this has been a really stressful and really difficult time for all Malaysians.
It can be physically tiring at times, especially when we do back-to-back night calls. But at the same time, it's all for a good cause.
I'm really inspired by the fact that whenever you see frontliners, regardless of race and religion, they don't care whether you're Chinese, Indian or Malay, or wherever you're from, or what are your religious beliefs. Whenever you're in trouble or whenever you need medical attention or help, they will definitely go all out to do so. They are really trying their best to save the patient.
My colleagues, all of us, we are all one whole team, mixed group of people with different races, religions. And when it came to our line of duty, none of us are actually afraid of contributing because we are actually not the front line, we are actually the last line.
To be honest, been working with such amazing nurses, amazing PKs, MAs, the specialists, surgeons, proud to be part of the team.
Like a few days ago, a pregnant woman just came in with like a major bleeding after delivery. Although unfortunately the patient died in the end, but it is very heartwarming to see how everyone unites to save the patient. In fact, the patient is actually COVID positive, and yet they don't care because the ultimate goal itself is to save the patient.
Most of our patients who get discharged, those are our inspiring stories. Like people keep asking, how do you do this every day? It's because that yes, we have losses, but we also have great recovery stories.
I have got many patients who actually, after battling COVID for 10 days, 14 days, they managed to recover and managed to go home. And I cannot forget the time when they actually say, thank you, for all the things that you did for us, and that's amazing.
She's got no family here, unmarried, no kids. Only closest family is somewhere in Penang or someone. So she lives all alone. Came to us initially just mild COVID stage 3, and then went into stage 4, stage 5. Deteriorated very bad. She wasn't a good candidate for intubation because of her age and things like that. So we didn't proceed to intubate, and we really thought this is the end. We had already counseled her. We told her that it may deteriorate, become worse, and she was mentally preparing herself. And 1 week and 10 days and 15 days went by, and we really every day we would see she was doing so bad, and we think, oh my god, she's gonna go. And all of a sudden, after she passed day 15, 16, she started getting better. So it even shocked us, She started getting from high flow nasal cannula, went to face mask, went to nasal prong, until we didn't even need oxygen. She went back home fine. She went back perfectly fine. Took a taxi, grabbed back home, and I was like, wow, from the verge of dying. And these are the stories that, we think that, okay, there's still hope.
Even in this pandemic, although we can't celebrate Merdeka like how we used to be, I feel like celebrating Merdeka means being united and also supporting each other.
Merdeka, to me, is actually the celebratory of the Malaysian spirit.
The spirit of Malaysia was actually brought out by this pandemic. If you just go on Instagram or Facebook, you must know someone who is helping somewhere at some organization, starting up something small from their home, helping with food, clothes, money, things.
Regardless of what the person needs, as long as he or she is our brother or sister in arm, we are there to help them.
The whole Kita Jaga Kita, Bendera Putih, all these were started by fellow Malaysians.
Merdeka this year would mean just carrying on and doing my best for the people in the hospital, because they would want to be at home with their families. So, what we should do is just give them the best until they can go home.
Despite all the problems that are going on right now, in the medical line itself, as you know, contract doctors, this is an issue. I hope Malaysia stays united.
I hope that Malaysians will be able to understand that what brings us all together is not our race or our religion. What brings us together is actually a cumulative desire to actually make this country a better place for each and every Malaysian.
My aspirations are to have a more well-structured healthcare system, not only for the patients, but also to take care of the healthcare professionals.
I really hope on the 31st of August, this COVID-19, in base of cases and in base of severity of the patient that present to us would be a lesson.
There are many different ways of showing your patriotism. If you were a doctor, showing your patriotism would be going to work, giving your care. Or if you're not a doctor, just staying at home, being safe.
And I think what can we learn from the whole pandemic is to treasure your time and treasure your loved ones, because many of my colleagues, they have not seen their family members for so long because of the pandemic.
COVID-19 is still here. COVID-19 is going to be here for a long period of time. Please remember to wear your mask, double mask if possible.
Everyone is COVID positive until proven otherwise. So please stay safe. Even if you're vaccinated, even if you feel you're safe and everyone around you is vaccinated, please still maintain SOPs.
I feel like this should be already ingrained in every Malaysian, practicing personal hygiene and sanitizing their hands. This should already be second nature by now.
Don't be afraid to seek help from people, and don't scrutinize people who do seek help.
We can only get through this difficult period if we all work together and if we all kita jaga kita.
Continue to stay safe, and let's hope that this pandemic ends soon.